What's going on, guys? Thanks for checking out Black Diamond Guns and Gear. I'm Josh. Today we are talking about backup guns, why we should carry them, and how we should carry them. Got a couple of things I want to show you on how to carry them, and also I got a couple of points that I want to hit home about why you should carry them. But first, I want to talk about the sponsor of this video, Core Essentials Belts. All right, guys, we want to thank today's sponsor, Core Essentials Belts. Those guys sent out a couple belts for us to check out. We really like them because they are actually pretty comfortable. They are the originators of the ratchet system belt. You can see here that they kind of go in with this over plastic style ratchet system on the inside of the belt. And they're the only ones that do that. It's good for battle belts. It's good for inside the waistband belts. It's actually even good for just wearing normal belts. So we want to thank those guys for sending this stuff out. You can see me putting it here together. Basically, all you do is you get your size that they actually send an oversized belt for you to look at. You look at your size on the belt and you just take some really sharp sears and you chop it off about 6 inches from your normal waist size. And I think that's because the ratchet system they have on the inside there gives you a little bit of room to play with. So you cut it off and you actually put this other end, which is the belt buckle side. You basically undo these little Allen screws, flick these teeth up, and you shove that side down in there that's actually been cut off. Once you shove that teeth down into that belt ain't going nowhere. And then you add the little Allen screws to it, and it's not going anywhere at all. And then you're able to put it on and ratchet it like normal. All right, guys, I just finished putting my Core Essentials belt together today. It fits really nice. I really like it. I like the ratchet system. There will be a link in the description if you want to get your own. It'll let them know that you found it watching our videos. Go check it out, and we want to say thank you to Core Essentials for sending these out and being a sponsor of the video. Guys, before we get into how you should carry these things, I want to talk about a couple of points that I had about why you should carry them. So, first of all, backup gun, called a bug gun in other places. We do a bug gun match every second Saturday of the month at Windrock Shooting Range. You should check that out if you haven't done that. Anyway, basically the reasons why, I have three reasons why I think are three of the biggest reasons why you should carry a backup gun. Number one is the gun goes down. Basically, if your firearm is unable to work, you have another firearm there on your person or on an off-body carry that you can put into the fight and save your life. And with that, if you reload with a backup gun, basically what that means is, like, if your firearm runs dry that you're primarily using and you reload by grabbing your backup gun instead of reloading with an extra mag, that's called a New York reload. I didn't make up the name. That's just what I've heard it's been called. So it's called a New York reload if you do that. I thought that was kind of funny. Second one, magazine or components fail. Now, what I mean by that is most of the time when you have a failure or a malfunction that a tap rack will either clear or not clear, you are looking at a magazine failure. Basically, your springs are bad, or the follower's got a chip in it, or something like that could happen in your magazine. The bottom falls out of it because your base plate's all messed up. A number of different things could happen with a magazine failure. So it could cause a malfunction that you can't fix within 5 to 10 seconds, and then that could feel like an eternity in the fight. Now, me personally, I've never had to use a firearm in a fight. I've never had to use anything in self-defense like that before, so I'm not talking from experience as far as being in a gunfight. I'm just saying that from what I can tell out of the videos I've watched and the training I've done, it looks like it would be an eternity for 5 or 10 seconds trying to clear that type 3 malfunction that you wouldn't be able to get done. Not only that, recoil springs breaking happens all the time. You're supposed to replace them even in Glocks after like 5,000 rounds or so, which I'm guilty of not doing. Striker breaks. You could have your striker chip off the front side of it. I've actually had that done in a 9mm PCC. The actual front part of the striker just broke right off. I don't even remember what brand it was. It's been such a long time ago, but it has happened. I have seen it happen, and it can and may possibly happen. Another reason for having an extra backup gun is so that you can throw that thing into the fight when you have something like this go wrong. Another thing is your ejector can break, or your extractor, in other words, could break, and that may be because of improper loading or reloading. So when you go and say you go to the range and you take your pistol out and you take all your concealed carry rounds out of it because you're going to shoot with regular target loads or whatever, you lock your gun to the rear, or you lock your slide to the rear, you put one in the chamber and you let it go, right? A lot of people do it, and a lot of people don't realize that causes wear and tear on your ejector. And a lot of times it can get a chip on the corner of it and start to crack all the way up, and then you got a really bad problem because your ejector can break completely and not be able to eject that round out, not be able to eject that round out, and then you got a really bad problem. Then your gun is out of the fight. So you may need a backup gun to put in the fight. Anyway, not only that, third point I want to make, to arm someone else. I never thought about this until I heard James Yeager say it. He carries a backup gun, or he did carry a backup gun to arm somebody else, be his wife, who may not want to, carry a gun if she's wearing a dress or whatever. Although there are ways to dress around that and to carry around that. Not all women want to carry stuff in a holster like we do, and on a core essentials belt or whatever. Some people may want to, just look pretty and not carry something. But anyway, Dina Adams, which is really funny because she wasn't really nice to us at NRA one year, but Dina Adams is a company that makes stuff specifically for women, corsets, thigh things, so you can wear them in there if you're wearing dresses all the time. So there are ways to dress around that if your wife doesn't necessarily want to carry one on the belt. Just saying. Not only that, a friend that might be uncomfortable carrying. I would suggest getting new friends. But seriously, you could have a friend that just might not feel comfortable carrying. You could have a child that you take to the range and does work on a consistent basis, knows how to handle a firearm, but is not able or old enough to carry yet. So you shove him your backup gun, say, has to stay here, and wait till I get back. If anybody else comes back, shoot him, whatever. Anything like that. Anything could happen to where you might want to arm someone else, either be your family or somebody else. So those are my 3 points I want to make. I think they're good points, and I think these are the ways to carry around that situation. So I'll tell you what I got up here, and then I'll tell you my last one is my favorite. So this right here is from a company called 945 Industries. Now this thing, as you can tell, I went to the range, I wore it kind of like a crossbody. This thing is supposed to be either a fanny pack or a crossbody wearing type thing. So you wear it kind of like this, as you can see in the video. When I went to go, draw with it and play with it and stuff like that, that's what I did. This thing right here, it's pretty cool. I would say you're in around $150 or something like that with the actual thing. And the reason why it's that much is because it comes with an actual holster that you can Velcro inside of it. Now, from what I can tell, this thing is actually pretty stout. It's actually screwed onto here, and it's pretty stout Velcro. I ain't gonna lie, like I didn't expect it to be that stout, and it is. And so you basically put your 43X or whatever. I told them I would carry a 43X in it, so that's what they gave me the holster for. They sent this to us, by the way. They got a hold of us, said, hey, we got something you want to try, and I was like, okay, send it. Doesn't mean I'm gonna do a video on it. Doesn't mean if I get it, I'm gonna tell everybody I like it. Not necessarily the case. But I did try this, and I gotta say, I'm not a huge off-body carry person or on body with a bag carry person, but it does have some cool aspects about it. I will say, if you zip it up just right, either left or right, because it has them on both sides, see the little tabs here, you can actually put the little tabs out and rip it down like this pretty quick to get to your firearm instead of having to unzip it. So that's pretty neat. It's got some really cool things about it. I like the fact that it's not super mollied out, not very military style or whatever you want to call it. Doesn't look as bad as some other things. The only thing I say is this area right here for patches, I wouldn't have that because the patches just give off that mentality, and I just think that's, if you're going to do this, it should be inconspicuous. With the this holster, it comes with this little extra mag pouch here. It holds 2 extra mags, and actually will hold a tourniquet in here for a bigger pocket, and it will hold 2 extra small things right here. Could be a flashlight, could be whatever. I think with this, the holster and this all together, it's like $150. You can get it without this, and just get this and the holster, or just the holster itself if you want to switch them out. So that stuff right there is pretty cool if you want to carry off body or on body in a bag or whatever. Now the next thing I have is from Blue Alpha. This is their fanny pack. Now this is an actual fanny pack, made popular by like the 80s and 90s wrestlers and bodybuilders. But basically, you see it at the range. I took it out there. I'm not gonna say I'm a huge fanny pack person either. This is the first time I've ever tried to carry or to shoot out of a fanny pack. And hey, Seems to do okay, but I'm just not a huge fanny pack person. I think for this right here, it might be like if you're going on vacation, don't really want, if you're wearing like a, swim trunks or something like that, this might be a good option for that. Now, I could see myself doing that. I really could see myself wearing a fanny pack in gym short, or swim trunks and stuff like that. I could totally see myself doing that. As far as a primary carry, probably not. Like every day when I'm in jeans or shorts, I'm just not gonna do that. But it's a really cool idea for something different other than carrying on the belt. Now, inside this fanny pack, they do have Velcro in here, so you can put something like this in here where you have, there's tons of holster manufacturers out there that make the stuff with this Velcro in it. Tons of companies out there make it with the Velcro stuff in it. You can actually put this in here just like that. Sticks to it just as good too. So, I gotta say, that's pretty cool. I like Blue Alpha stuff. They make some really cool things, and I really like the fanny pack. The last one I'm gonna show you, and I think this is the best one. I'll put it that way. This right here is from Galco. This is an ankle sleeve. This thing is holding my Glock 26. It has a little button on the side here. You basically wrap this thing around your ankle. And it looks like it's made out of this stuff that's like a diver's thing, like a wetsuit or something like that. And then also it has like this lamb fur skin stuff on the back that makes it super comfortable. So the reason why I'm getting into all this stuff is because we went out somewhere this weekend that was fairly populated. I'm gonna say really populated. Wasn't necessarily a place that you should carry because there's signs everywhere, right? I carried a backup gun because I wanted to make sure that I was gonna have something if something went down. If I had, for those 3 reasons right there, I was gonna have something else. So I put this thing on, and I wasn't gonna suggest it to you if I didn't carry it and like it. And I gotta say, I really like this. This is probably my favorite way to do a backup gun. And as you can see in the video, I drew with it a couple more times than I did with the other stuff because I just didn't like the other stuff as much. I do like the ankle sleeve. I do like this thing. It's super comfortable. You can get them for 43Xs. You could get them for revolvers. Get them for tons of different firearms. In my opinion, I'm going to carry a Glock 26 because I carry a Glock 19, and this is compatible with my Glock 19. Now, all these other ones that are out there, like Smith & Wesson makes stuff that's compatible with their magazines. CZ makes stuff that's compatible with their magazines, and the list goes on. Get you something that you know is going to work. Get you something that you know is going to be dependable. I know Glock's dependable. Look at their track record. Look at their numbers. Look at their stats. I know Glock's dependable. I know that this Glock 26 will be compatible with the magazines for my Glock 19, so on and so forth. So that's the reason why I would carry this thing. And this thing, this Galco ankle sleeve, is super comfortable. These guys, none of these guys has paid me to do anything. The only one I have is a sponsor of the video, which is Core Essentials Belts. These things right here have no affiliation with me at all. I really like this Galco holster. Those are cool too. I like Blue Alpha stuff, I always have. This is just stuff I want to bring to your attention just in case you're thinking about doing a backup gun. It's not cheap. None of these things are cheap. This one included. None of these things are cheap, but I gotta say, if I'm gonna do one, it's gonna be a backup. This is gonna be it for me. So, thanks for watching, guys. All the stuff's in the link in the description below. If you want a link to the Core Essentials belts, it's in below too. So it'll be a trackable link so they know that you came from our video. I'm pretty sure we'd probably get a kickback off that. So go there and check it out if you want. You can also go to Ballistic Ink and try out some of our merch, get stuff with our names on it. That'd be really cool. We'd appreciate it. And also try US Law Shield. If you have to use a backup gun or your primary gun, US Law Shield's going to be there. They're going to be your lawyers 24/7, and that's a great thing to have. It's not carry insurance. It's a lawyer in your back pocket. Go check them out and use our promo code BDGG. It'll help you get 14 months for the price of 12. So go check them out. We really appreciate it, guys. Until next time, we'll talk to you.